Now today we'll discuss about client script. So these client scripts are running in client side or in browser side. So a piece of JavaScript code execute on client side. When this script is executed means whenever a user open the form onload, or when user submit the form, or when user change any field, or you try to edit a list, edit a cell in the list. So in these four scenarios, the piece of JavaScript code is executed. So this is the client script. So client scripts are running on client side, only browser side. So what do with this client script means? We can perform like or make a field as a mandatory or optional, or we can set it as a read only or editable, or we can hide or visible. We can set some alert messages and info messages, error messages. When if you open the form, that time we can generate this info as well as error messages. So these type of operations we can do with this help of client scripts. So why we need client script? Already we use some UI policies to made like a field like the mandatory read only. So such operation purpose we used like already UI policies. So same way we can use client script. Why we use client script means to reduce the amount of time, when user is working on the form. So to auto populate some fields when user is open any record, to is before hand over to user, it can submit, it can update some fields. So such operation purpose we can use these client scripts. So here we have four types of client scripts. These client scripts are on change, on load, on submit, and on cell edit. So these are the four types of client scripts. So where we can see these client scripts means, so we can see under system definition client scripts. So once we enter into here, under system definition we can see client scripts. Just we can click. So this is the table sys script client. So here we can track all the available client scripts. So once we open any client script form, if we want to create a new client script, just we can open this table, click the new button. Now we can see the like this client script form. So there's a name, table, UI type, and type. So here type is showing like which type of client script we want to execute. So I told, so there are four types of client scripts: on cell edit, on change, on load, on submit. So we can give the name of the client script, and this client script want to execute in which table. We can select the table name. So incident table, and UI type. So this client script you want to execute in which type, which UI, like a native UI or service portal or workspace, or both the native UI as well as service portal or workspace. Then we can go with all. So if you want to execute only for native UI, we can select desktop. So if you want for only specific workspace or service portal, we can select mobile or service portal. So in both the cases, we want to execute this client script, we can use all. So based on the type, So based on the type, we'll get one more option here. If I select type as on change, now we'll get the field name. So on change means whenever we change something on the form, like if I open an existing, yeah. See, whenever say these are the some values, whenever we change as a category inquiry to software. Now, like here, if we type as the on change, now we can give the field name. So field is the now here category. Yeah, category. So once we modify anything on this category, then this client script will execute, will run, and it can initiate and execute the this piece of code here. So in the script part, we can write some code here. So for to execute this client script, there is a object like a global object. This is a G underscore form is the global object for this client scripts. So we can start with G underscore form, then dot. So we can see there are a lot of available methods. So what type of operation we want to do, we can select like add error message, info message. If we want to add any option to like any field, we can use add option like clear messages. We want to set as a mandatory. So we can see set mandatory and set read only. So here these all the options are boolean values. So just we can give, if you want a mandatory any field, select the this method, and we can within the single quote we give the field name, like whenever category change, then we want to some field as a mandatory like short description. So we can give the backend name the short description, and then we can give just to read only as a mandatory. Just we can give the boolean as true. Then here what happened when this client script is initiated and this piece of code is executed. So this is the overview of client script. Now here, so as I told, there are four types of client scripts. So unload, on change, on select, on submit. So when this will execute means here I added one slide. Now we can see on change. So on change client script. So this client script will execute. See here in the picture, a user is working on the form. So he try to modify a field value. So then that time on change client script will initiate and it execute the code, then hand over to again user. So once we modify, before we are saving anything, just we modify if any script is exist on category. Let's assume if just we modify as a category value. So just we are modifying as of now software to hardware. Then so this just I modified. So here the client on change client script is initiated, and and here what is the code here, the piece JavaScript code, this JavaScript code execute, and this form is hand over to user. So we no need to save anything. Like previous we observed, whenever we save some record, then only some actions are executed. But in on change, we no need to save. Just change a field value. So if client script on change client script execute on like state. So whenever we state, we can change from in progress to on hold. Then see here there is a existing script is there. Like whenever state changes to on hold, now they are visible one field. So this is happened like via on change client script. So if I move to again in progress, now that field will be go to hide mode. So we can perform these such operations with help of on change client script. So we'll try to create some script. We'll work on some practical scenarios for on change client script. So when we use on change client script, the script name it start with on change. So here is there any script is there for changing username? Okay. So now we'll try to write one client script for whenever we change the caller. So we want to update some information here. For this, now we'll write one client script. So that is comes under like on change client script. Caller changes. So table is incident and type is on change. So before we select anything, this is script part is empty. Now once we select on change, see we are getting some fields here. On change, this is the function. This is a predefined function. So for this on change client script, we have total 5 parameters. So these are the sorry. So these are the 5 parameters like control, old value, new value, is loading, and is template. So now before we are creating any script, we'll discuss about these parameters. So here, uh, okay, we'll write some alert message. Here control. So control is used to get the this is we are using for HTML element purpose. To get the HTML element purpose, we can use control. And here old value. So old value like here. See, as of now we are seeing category the hardware. If I change to one more as an option network, now this category old value is hardware. If we want to get the old value, we can use old value. And this new value is network and is loading. So on change client script, it also act as like potentially work as on load. So like see this script is executing. Now the script is executed when change the field, not unloading. So unloading means like whenever we open a new incident or we try to open one existing record. Like so now we are trying to opening this existing record. So this is the time. This is unload. Now this is the unload. But in this case, we are not loading the form. Just we change the field value. So these here this is loading is checks whether the script is executing is loading or not. So these are the some boolean values. Is loading is the boolean value. It can return if is not executing in onload time, it return as the false. So is template. So in service now we have some templates. So template is like it is a predefined page. Like by using template, it can update some fields. So this script is executing for any template. If yes, it can return true. Otherwise, it return false. So mostly, so we are not use control and is template. We may not be use control. Definitely, we may not use in any on change client script. So control is getting that element HTML element. So how to get HTML element? I think once we click inspect and click the cursor, I want to get any field element. See, now we're getting the assignment group element. So label text data HTML. If we want to get that element, then we can use only control. So mostly we may not work with these elements in on-change client script. So it may required in some Angular JS, but not in our case. So we may not use control parameter in on-change client script. So these are the five parameters. Now we'll test what open this control old value. So color changes, desktop, and field is uh, color. And one more option here, global. So we can see in the right top right corner, global. So if uncheck this global, this is the same functionality, same as UI policy. So UI policy also we want to write this script for only specific view. Then in this case we can uncheck and we can give the view name. The view name is backend name. So if we want to execute this script for all the views, like we have here almost 10-15 views are there for this incident. So for all the views, so what is the client script we created that what we want to execute? We can use well, we can use global, or else we want to specific view purpose, we can uncheck the global and give the view name. Same, this is the function inherited. So same as in UI policy, like how UI policy is working here also same. Like once we click inherited, like in service now incident to problem change, these tables are extended from task table. If any script written on task table and they enable this inherited, so all the child tables like incident to problem change also, that script is execute. If we may not write some script on the child table, but that script is from parent, it can be executed when once we check inherited as true. So we don't want to execute these as child tables, like which are tables are extended from incident table, then we can uncheck. So this is the benefit of inherited and global. So now we'll see what are the values are coming in control old value. So this is the method alert. So we want to check some like debugging purpose in script, we use alert. like in which line script is executed or in which line we are getting some error. That purpose we can use alert. See here in the script part, we have some options like this is the toggle comment. Like if I select this line and if you click toggle comment, so this is the commented. So just you can select the entire script and you can click the toggle comment. And the next one is the formatter. So it can set in one format. The next year, if you want to replace any character, so we can use replace option. And this is for only one place we can replace. The second one, replace all. Like so, I'm using here test. I will show you how the replace is working. So if I click this replace or replace all, so I'm giving new value control. So replace and replace all. Replace only one place. We need to select where we can to replace. See, yeah, the control is changed here. So I'm going to write alert test plus control. So this plus is, so what purpose means we are concatenating these two. So within the single quote or double quote, it can be display, then followed by what is the value in control, it can display. The next year alert test old value. Okay. See now you can see this the format is not looks good. So just we can click the format code. It can set the format. It can set it. It can adjust the format. And if you want to search anything in the script, as of now, this is a small script, but when you are working with the real time, some projects somewhere, you will get maybe based on your requirement, maybe 100 lines of code or 50 lines of code. So there you want to find easily some word or some line. That purpose you can use. This is the magnifier. Just you click the magnifier. Is for searching purpose, and you can type that word like so. Now once we type, it can show how many places this word is exist. These are the some arrows. So just you can drop and up. So now it can display the second row, then the second word. See is up, first line in two places, first place and second place. So these are we can check that up and down arrows. So this is using for searching purpose. So this is same way. how we are using up and down arrow, here also same, up and down arrows, these two. Either you can use this right corner side or before after the search icon magnifier glass. The next, as of now, you can see this script size is showing some less place here. uh, I can enter some other. So now this is some bigs. So you can try to, it's difficult to handle the script. So then if you want to open this in a new page, just you can click this toggle full screen. So this is open in the new page. Again, if you your work is completed, once you save this button or again re-click this toggle full screen, is again come back to the back. So these are the some options under the script line. This is a help. So we will not use this one. This is for to save your script. So either you can save from the context menu or submit, or you can use this save option. This is for checking syntax, toggle syntax purpose we using. Now we can check test case. See, these are replace all. So I selected test. Now this is a text value, replace all. I change it to test case. At a time we can replace all the places. So it may use in where means in business roles when we are gliding some tables. There will we may get this functionality we use more. So test case. This is control. This says old value, new value is loading and is template. So now we'll see these alerts what are coming in this control old value new value. I'm going to save this script. Okay. So now I'm going to refresh whether any alert is executed. No, the script is not executed. Why? Because script execute when whenever this field only color field we change. So we'll try. So color we are not modifying, just we change to category to software. No, it's not executed. Subcategory we change, it's not executed. Now we'll modify able tutor to and slow. See now the script was executed in the alert. This is the pop-up window. Alert is showing test control object HTML input element. So this is element. So to get the element purpose only we use control. Once we click OK, we'll get one more alert. Test old value. So old value. So now you can see this is the sysid. So why seaside is written means this field is the reference field. So all the reference fields it can returns seaside is. So this is the user able tutor seaside. The next we'll see next user test new value. So new value. So this field, which field? Caller field new value. New value means we are selecting which user Angelo. So this user sysid. Next and is loading. Is loading. So this is not the script is not executing on load time. This is executing in only on change. That's why is loading is false. So and the last one is template. We are not using any template. So this template is showing as false. So this is the way we can use on change parameters. So when we this can execute as a loading time, on load time. So like on change script, it can act as like sometimes we can use as on load. So like so this is our on change client script. So this is executed whenever a field is changed. So the same client script we want to execute on onload. Execute on onload. So just we can modify here one condition. Here is loading or new value is empty. So just we can modify this option. I'm removing. Here I will put one alert. This is executing on load time. So just we modify, we remove the second condition in if condition. If or this is or condition or is loading or new value equal to. So here I added one alert message. I'm going to save. See, now previous we observed when we refresh the page that time there is no any alert. Now we can see this is executing on load time. Like whenever we want to execute the script like on change as well as on load time. So just we can remove this after this or these two lines means the or condition either is loading or new value is empty. So just we can remove new value part, second part of the if condition, and we can add here our script part. So this act as both loading, unload time as well as on change time. Clear? Okay. Now we'll try to
Quick
execute.
question,
Yeah.
Anil. You can when we applied the unchanged initially, it was when we changed the color name.
Yes.
Could you apply it to any other field if you wanted?
Yes, yes, we can apply.
Okay.
Yeah. For any field, like we can apply that one. So let's assume here category. Field name is a category. Whenever this on change field category changes, we want to do some of the fi- fields mandatory. So as of now, subcategory is not mandatory. So we'll try to execute this scenario and putting these are in comment. So there is a global object g underscore form dot mandatory set mandatory, and now we can select the field backend name. So this subcategory field backend name, subcategory is the backend name. This is the way we can copy the backend name. Then we want to, this is a mandatory. So boolean field as true. Now we'll refresh. Now we'll change category field. See, once we change the category field to some value, subcategory is the mandatory. So same way we can do all the operations, like one more operation I will do instead of mandatory. mm, It read only. So I'm going to see, as of now we can edit the subcategory field once we change to some other. Now subcategory is read only. So we'll work on more scenarios. Uh, I will show one more. So here one of the requirement, like when user like a color change here, like a color change, will get that colors email we want to update in this email field. As of now, this is not updating. So we'll try to get that. So this is the same color change. Field name is here color. Whenever color changes, we'll try to updating. So here where email, we are getting email. So in this object variable, I try to store that user email. So to get the any reference like from client script, so we can get any data from the server side to client side. Like there is no direct way. The see, caller's email is not there in the form. So we are fetching the data from where? Sys user table. So that is in another table. So that fetching data from server side to client side. So to fetching the data from server side to client side, there are multiple ways we can fetch the data. One of the method is g underscore or form dot get reference. So here client side always we use the global object g underscore form to get the data from server side to client side. So we use one of the method get get reference. So g underscore form dot get reference. So this is the object. So get reference. We can select here. So field name, username. So caller backend name. This is the caller underscore ID. Just we can copy caller backend name, then comma. No. So caller email we are getting. So dot. So this is the extension what we want to get email. Email is there. So we want to get caller manager. We can type other where not the there contact. Okay. So once we get this value, we'll dot walk to another. So I will show you as of now email. So call us email. Then now we set this email caller email to where in this email field. So for that we need this email. The backend name is the where email. So we can set g underscore form dot set value that field name email email. So here we stored that caller email in where like in email field email variable. So comma we can give this here just we can oh, it's not copied copy email and as the second value is where we store that email that variable name. So this line g underscore form dot set value. So this setting the value where means in email field and in this email variable what is the value is there that is set it on email field. So this is the setting the email value. We'll save this record. On change caller. Incident user cannot access email and email.company.com. Parent incident field added. Let's check another. We'll debug here. We'll add some alert message whether it's executing or not. Email. Okay. Going to refresh. Okay. Red Ludi not there. Undefined. Okay. Whether user has any email. Yes, email. I to where? Give me 1 second. Insert description. Defined error. Yeah. See, here in short description is updated. So might be this email backend name is not correct. That's why it's not updated. So we'll see here in the short description field. This is updated. And why this is undefined, I will show you. So this is indicating some value. So if I this alert is I mentioned after seventh line, it will return some email. I will copy same this line here. But here before sixth line, there is no any variable. So I told suggest we can use some single quote or double quote. Again, I'm showing this one. Change to able tutor. See undefined. Now here in short description, we can see that caller's email is updated. So this is the way we can get some data from server side to client side by using get reference method. And we'll try to get some. See, as of now, we have these are the some sections. So I want to get sections. Whenever state is like on hold, I don't want to this resolution section. So in this case, we can use same on-change client script. So that on-change client script execute on where on state. Field type is the state. So there is a method is set section display. To remove. Okay. So g underscore form dot set section display. So here we can give section name, then followed by we want to read only, sorry, visible or false. So we can give true or false. So how to get the sections? So g underscore form dot. I want to store. Sorry. Where sections equal to g underscore form dot. To get the section names, we can use one of the method get sections. Get sections. So we can see get section names, get sections. We can use get sections. So in alert, when state, when state changes, the time the script will execute. To refresh the screen. See, just we change the state sections. So these are in HTML format. We want to use one more method, get section names. G underscore form dot get section names. We'll see what happen, how these sections are visible now. One of the requirement is like based on the state, we want to show or hide some sections. So these all the front end level, all the form level configurations we can do with client scripts or UI policies. So UI policies, when we go with only mandatory read only and visible purpose only, we can use fields as well as these related list. To visible purpose or hide purpose only, we can go with this UI policy. Other than extra operation we want to do, we can go with the client script. So I'm going to change. Now these are the section names. So first letter sections is our we are written nodes, related records, resolve information, test. I will show you again these sections. Okay. Sorry. To refresh. Change to on hold. See what are the sections are there? Nodes. These are the backend names. Just you can use backend name. Let's we want to hide this test section. So I'm just copy that name. So we go to here and what is the method to hide the sections? So G underscore form. Remember G underscore form is the global object. G underscore form dot set section display here section name. Now we can mention true. If we mention true, what happened? Section is visible or hide. refresh. So change to on hold. These are the sections. Now test is some mandatory. Now we'll change the condition. Set section display to false. On hold to in progress. Now we can see sections. Now see this section is false. Like see if we want to display this section we can use true, or we want to hide we can use false. So anything we want to as a mandatory what we did true, so we don't want then we can go with the false. So this is the process to all the methods are we are using only boolean values true or false. True for make mandatory, false for not mandatory. So based on some condition like if incident state is here on hold, so incident state is on hold, so we want to made some field like either case field is there. This case field we want as a mandatory. Other than on hold, this is the normal field, optional field. Then how we can do means, so we can write as a condition state equal to this is the on hold, this is the choice value, backend name either 2, 3 number. So we can select on hold equal to some number. In this time, we can set mandatory case field as a true, else part. Just I'm giving sample code. You can try if like state maybe backend name is on hold is 3, just we can give this away. So what we want is that field as the mandatory, set mandatory case field case, then we can use as true. So other than this state equal to 3, the remaining time we want to the field as optional, so then we can use else. Here again we can write the same g underscore form dot set mandatory. Now here set mandatory the case is true or false means here we can take false. So in the one case, so we are making the field as a mandatory. Other than that case, the remaining scenarios that field is optional, not mandatory. So this is the way we can use. So all the like client script methods we use only true and false boolean values. Any question on this